Free as running water, fresh as morning dew. Race for your life, Charlie Brown. Alright, so naturally, this is another Peanuts film. It is the third one, in fact. So yeah, it's the plot is Charlie Brown and the gang go to what's it called, Camp Remote, which I guess is an appropriate name since like there doesn't seem to be any adults around. Not even when the kids spend several days in a boat race unattended. Yeah, pretty ridiculous, but that's the Peanuts world for you. Just no adults around. Well, except for, womp, 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 womp. Yeah, that. But aside from that, actually, there was a brief moment in this where we hear an adult on the radio, like a news reporter, but yeah, aside from that. So yeah, anyway, the Peanuts go to camp, and there they run into a couple bullies who, well, they're bullies. That's pretty much all there is to it, but yeah, they all compete in this boat race. And yeah, along the way, the bullies are constantly sabotaging them. They're cheating, so yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why they keep winning. Because apparently they've won plenty of times before by cheating, and since there's no adults around, obviously they get away with it. Let's see. Oh, they also have a pet cat, and its name is Brutus. I do believe this is the second movie in a row I've reviewed that has where the main villain of the movie has this pet named Brutus. The other movie had two pets, and one of them was Brutus. You know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, it was Brutus and Nero, right? Anyway, so yeah, there's not much to the plot. It's once again like those other Peanuts movies where it's like mainly reliant on like little moments. And yeah, there's still plenty of nice little scenes, a few little cute little amusing, one-liners, like I wasn't even born in 1800, blah blah blah. So yeah, anyway, so it still has that Peanuts charm, although it also has like a lot of the shortcomings that you usually see, mainly Charlie Brown getting crapped on constantly. Although in this movie, to be fair, he does kind of stand up for himself by the end. Although, interestingly enough, it's Peppermint Patty who's being the worst in this one. Apparently, yeah, like she's supposed to be like Charlie Brown's like only friend who really doesn't pick on him constantly, and yet somehow in this movie they decided to suddenly make her even worse than Lucy. So yeah, granted, like the multiple scenes of her, like her and the other girls, like having to vote on every little thing, those were amusing scenes, but they also led to some pretty obnoxious moments, like mainly when they vote to make the boys sleep outside, and yeah. So yeah, at the very least, Charlie Brown only takes so much of her crap before he finally snaps at her. I mean, it's not Charlie Brown turning hardcore all of a sudden. He's still kind of a doormat, but I don't know. He's less of a doormat by the end. So yeah. But yeah, honestly, is there too much else to say? I mean, the bullies are pretty bland, generic bully characters. There's, like, the cat is kind of entertaining, but aside from the cat, the three bullies, there's, like, hardly anything to their character. Like, they don't even have distinguishable personalities. They're all just, they're practically the same character, and, they, not even an interesting character. They're like, oh, we'll beat those other kids, blah, blah, blah. That, they just say little things like that. And of course, we're number one. That fun fact, when I first watched this movie as a kid, I think it pretty much introduced me to the phrase, we're number one, and yeah. So yeah, before there was Robbie Rotten, there were these three little brats. But yeah, if there's one thing you'll remember about them by the end of the movie, it's how much they like talking about being number one and chanting "we're number one," etc., etc. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's much else to say. I mean, the animation's still nice. There's probably some moments that stand out even by these Peanuts movies, they're all, some of the better animated Peanuts works. Let's see. But yeah, there's some interesting little animation moments, mainly when, near the beginning when Charlie Brown is riding on Snoopy's motorcycle. And also at the end when he's riding on Snoopy's motorcycle again. Because, like, the first part has some pretty fluid animation when they're riding. Like, there's, like, this first-person shot of them, riding down the road. Like, I think it's, like, on a mountain or something. But, and then during the end credits, they have all these little trippy little hippie visuals that, I guess wouldn't be out of place in some kind of 60s movie or something. I do like the atmosphere in this, just the, the setting, and, also there's some nice guitar music throughout, and, there's a catchy theme song. Let's see, as for the rest of the Peanuts characters, they're pretty much the same as you know them. I mean, okay, Peppermint Patty's become, like, really obnoxious in this one, but, everyone else is basically as you remember them. Charlie Brown's less of a doormat, but, everybody else, Sally's kind of the ditzy child sister character. Marcy is the suck up to Patty, and Lucy is verbally abusive to Charlie Brown as usual, but again, Patty's somehow even worse in this one. And let's see, Linus has the blanket. He doesn't. Honestly, there aren't really very many standout moments with, like, the boy characters. Like, they barely get to do anything. Maybe it's fitting that one of the boys in this movie is actually Franklin, the black kid who, like, barely ever talks. Like, he's so notorious that there's, like, this famous bit on SNL where Chris Rock talks about what little he does, or how he doesn't even talk, although he actually does have, like, one or two lines in this movie. Okay, he talks a little bit, but yeah, so it's a little more than Rock gave him credit for, but, let's see, but yeah, Schroeder's got, like, one little moment with his piano. Actually, there is kind of a funny gag where they're like hanging up their clothes after, drifting down the river for a bit, and Schroeder hangs up a piano. But let's see. And as usual, Snoopy and Woodstock are mainly kind of doing their own little thing. Snoopy's always doing his own little thing because he's Snoopy. And yeah, Woodstock kind of goes along with it. And yeah, there's a pretty sad scene where they get separated for a bit, and Snoopy's looking everywhere for Woodstock. It's pretty emotional. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if this movie has that much else to offer that the other Peanuts movies didn't. But again, it's a different setting and a different atmosphere, so there's that. And there's probably better movies out there about camp, kids at camp boat racing. And yeah, other movies about being lost, or being literally up the creek without a paddle. Although maybe not that Seth Green movie, not that one. But yeah, other movies that have plots like this that are probably better. But this movie's still fine as far as Peanuts movies go. I'd even say it's pretty good. I mean, I gave the other Charlie Brown movies 8 out of 10. This one, I think I'm going to go ahead and give a 7. But yeah, if you're a fan of Peanuts, this is still worth checking out. And as usual, if there's anything else I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And I'll just leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.